Looks like you're live, Mel.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to 30 Seconds to Masterpiece, the world's timely creative game show. All right. Um, Let me come back here. So, Kurt, we've had an amazing season one of 30 Seconds to Masterpiece, have we not?
Can you believe it? It's been fantastic. It's been such a cool season. We You brought in some new, very talented people. Um, I never thought I would see the caliber of art that I ended up seeing. It was phenomenal.
We're going to take a look at some of that artwork right now, and we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to go to the very first videos that were made for round one. Now, round one was our initial venture into this game, and we didn't have any themes. Is that correct? We just were like, do whatever you want. We made
Yeah.
people put it in a 4.5 by 8 inch scale. Like that was the only thing they had to do. They had to make it 4.5 by 8 inches. That's where we started.
Yeah, what was interesting about that particular round, Mel, was um I didn't think we even thought of themes because I didn't think we thought themes were even possible. And so as we got deeper into the season, we realized that themes were possible, and that would even make the round more exciting, more interesting. And the other thing about the first round that I thought was interesting, and we immediately evolved away from it, was the the landscape view of the shot versus the portrait view of the shot, and that was a pretty important evolution, I think, almost immediately. And I think every round in the season we did a little bit of adaptation, evolution, to really create this incredible thing at the end. And so I'm so proud of how this has actually evolved. And you and me working together, really, it's been such an incredible experience.
I agree. And I love that you pointed out about the format change. We were doing
Yeah.
horizontal for the very first round. And then
Mm-hmm.
quickly realized that when you do a horizontal video, it is not as accessible as a vertical video because the 30-second vertical video goes into the shorts format, which gets pumped through the YouTube system much more quickly and at a faster rate. So yeah, it's been good to change to the vertical format. So let's go
Isn't
and
that
see.
crazy though? To just I'm thinking about that for a second. Isn't that weirdly crazy? Shouldn't, like, any short video get pumped through all of the same algorithm? It doesn't matter. I just find that fascinating.
Yeah, well, I guess it's the difference between having your phone like in your face the way you normally hold it versus having to make that extra additional shift, you know?
I know. I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I'm seeing we have Abigail, Melinda, Joel, Chris, Jeff, and you, Kurt. You were the
Yeah.
participants of the first round. Should we start out by watching Abigail's piece?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
And what I loved about her particular piece, I think she's been the only sculptor that we've had on the show so far.
Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
And like we're getting audio.
Oh, I got to get that sound up. Start it over. Let's start it. Let's start it from the top. How dirty your hands are getting.
I know.
Looking at-
You can tell the strong sculptor hands.
Yeah. Love that final little push into the heart.
Yeah. We got to get her back. I love that piece.
I think we need to get her back too. Let's check out Melinda's. Now, Melinda, if I remember correctly, she was not in any, she wasn't near any of her art supplies. So she had
Yeah.
to do with what she had, and she ended up like getting turmeric out of her kitchen and stuff.
Yeah.
Lovely. That came out
Yeah.
beautiful.
From what I recall on that particular piece, Melinda picked all of those things in her backyard. And I remember from that round, there was considerable debate whether or not that was a baby pot plant or not. And I think
And it
Melinda
was,
denies it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but
yes.
it's highly suspect.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Let's move on to Joel's. Now, Joel was a participant in several rounds, and this was his first one. He's an oil painter.
You can tell.
To Cooper Union, which is fantastic. Get into Cooper Union. When I applied, I did not get in. Only 7% of the applied got in. Here's content.
Your audio's a little low for the video. Maybe you should turn up your audio a little bit, Mel.
Oh, okay.
If we want to talk over the videos, which is fine by me.
Yeah, I thought it might be fun to talk over them.
Yeah, I think so too. Over the course of the various rounds that we had last season, Joel participated in several, I think 3. And the great thing about Joel for me was I learned by watching each one of his pieces, and that enabled me to pick up new techniques, new talents, new skills. What I learned from watching Joel's piece in this particular round was the confidence of his brush strokes. And I love that so much. I'm just like, oh, okay, I got it. Kurt, when you participate in a round, you got to project, confidence in your brush strokes,
Absolutely, Kurt. That's
Mhm.
so perceptive. Yeah, the man knows how to paint. Joel, we want to get you back. We
We
want to have
do.
you back. All right.
We'll save further dialogue about Joel later in the later rounds.
Yeah, since this was our very first round, I got my brother involved to help as a participant because I knew he could do it. I knew he had it in him.
I love this piece. I thought that this was a masterpiece upon itself. And your brother, taught me some stuff, that I used in subsequent rounds, as you know.
Yeah, the way he puts things together. I love the googly eyes here.
Yeah.
He got that one done quick. At this point, we don't have our jingle going or our
Yeah.
logo. So we've
Yeah.
grown quite a bit. Let's go on to Jeff Clark, one of the more unusual ones.
A beauty by the clock. I state questionably limitations and art. Dot splash. Clean, exact, perfect dot. Crazy, wild, bedazzled fireworks starting splash. Next time you
I can't wait for Jeff to come back.
Right?
2 dots between numbers, dotting the I. The next time, in your head, as you make a clean, exact dot.
We're going to have a poetry round, I think, for
Yeah.
season 3. We already have the rules and the schedule for season 2 lined out. And you can find that at 30seconds-to-masterpiece.com if you're interested in becoming a participant. You can see exactly what we're doing for season 2. But for season 3, we definitely need to have poetry. And he had poetry in this. We'll have it
He
as a
did.
we'll have it as a theme where people really focus on it as the judging or the critics. We have critics now. We didn't have critics back when we started. So I can't believe how much we've grown, Kurt. We've really
I
done.
know. Every little bit has been almost like brought us up a level upon the previous one. And again, I love where we are in the evolution of this thing. And just going back to Jeff's piece, one of the things that I loved about that particular piece was not only was there like a poem in the background, but it was like a performance art, like a Japanese haiku. I think of uh so cool, and as far as I'm concerned, that's probably one of the most unique pieces that I've seen, this season, besides Abby's.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's right. No one else did clay and no one else did ink splats. It's
Yeah.
true. Very, very
I don't
unique.
think anybody worked in ink besides Jeff this
Yeah.
last season.
Well, ink.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, Andy, we'll get to Andy. He did his
Yep.
in a marker, I think. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
sort of ink. Okay, so let's come to your piece, Kurt. You got to tell us about this. Let's put it on here for us.
There are points in our life where we all try and aspire to achieve something
That's a rose.
that is impossible. And we try to grab or acquire that.
The gold paint on the rose came out so good.
Watch as the shadow man tries to grab
I feel like that.
for himself
I feel like that sounds like me. Who's that?
That's a song that I started to make. There were so many firsts, in this particular piece for me.
Yeah.
Just as a novelty, I decided to splash it with glitter, and I'm like, that's a theme. I'm gonna carry that every time. And in this particular piece, I just decided to experiment with fiber optic lights, which I love playing with. And it opened incredible doors of possibilities to me, in the subsequent pieces. I actually love this piece that I did. I was hypercritical of it when I made it. It was very performance art based for me. And
Yeah.
then what is the other thing that I want to say about this? I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. I'm moving it around. I'm trying to get it to show us the piece without the logo, but it's not wanting to do it for me. If I back up, see, then it's like, hold on, there. It's not quite done there. There we go. We need the lights on. The lights and there. Ah, nope. Sorry.
You almost got it. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Shadow Man tries to grab the golden rose. You brought the glitter into every single round thereafter. And the fiber optics, were they in every round after? I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
I didn't do them in the last round, in the
Okay.
AI round. But
Yeah.
believe me, I was tempted. I was so tempted. I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, yeah. We know who won this gold place. At this time in the game, we did not have Critics' Choice Award. We only had the popular vote, which we call gold place. And we also we have sixth place, fifth place, fourth place, bronze place, silver place, gold place. And Kurt, you got gold place the very first round. You kind of co-created a game show for yourself and you won the first round. So Kudos to you. Very good. I like that.
Not in a million years did I think I was going to get first place, in the first round or even in any of the subsequent rounds. But I tell you what, I worked hard.
Yes.
I worked hard.
What did you have to do to get all those votes, all those likes? Votes consist of likes and comments, unique comments on each video.
Let's get later into the rounds before I start talking about how deep I
Strategy.
had to go.
Strategy. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So that concluded round one. And we had a review with all the people. Let's take a look at that. Let's see what that looked like. We reviewed some stuff. There they are. Let's jump into like further in.
Still be in the set of rules, but be totally different.
Yeah,
And
see,
what
Melinda,
in my mind, I was expecting like, people drawing or painting or, doing like regular like art, I guess. And I'm like, what can you do besides that? And it's so nice to see that everybody like, had great ideas.
That's Melinda
It was
talking.
really awesome.
Yep.
And that's Jeff up there in the corner. And here's Abigail who did the ceramic piece. Too. I thought it was great that Melinda, you had said in your bio that you didn't have any art supplies with you, and so you ended up using what you had around, and that was perfect. And
She's living right down the street from me now, Mel. And so
wow.
if she says that she doesn't have any art supplies, I'll drive down a care package for her.
Good. We need to get her back. And here's Joel. And that was cool. We did our first.
When you're doing it, it's like it just isn't enough time.
No, you had to have everything like sort of set up and ready to go. I mean, once before that weekend came along, I tried the whole process and I was timing myself. And I did like half it, and I looked at the clock. It was like 45 seconds. I'm like, not even close to being finished. I'm damn. So I cut a lot of things out. Yeah.
Yeah, cut a lot of things out. That's a reoccurring theme, right?
So round one, I was able to do my piece in one take. That's the only round I was able to do it in one take. Wow. And part of the reason why I was able to do that in one take is I did 4 hours of dry runs before. I was like, my God, I've got to cut. And it's amazing how deep you have to cut into, your piece plan. And what I learned coming out of that particular round was in that particular round, I could only have about four major, call it elements, art making elements. And it's hard to do anything more than that. Although in deeper in the season, we saw people do that, and I was just completely blown away.
Yeah. We'll get to Corey's later.
Yeah.
He crammed in so much information, just beautifully, perfectly.
Absolutely. Yep.
So cool. All right, let's see here. So then we had 30 seconds to masterpiece round one grand finale, and that was awesome as well.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Let's see. Let's skip into the middle and see what we have to land on. Very much so. Like they will show your short to anybody. Like and talking about the vertical versus the horizontal ratio of portrait.
That's when you realize that we needed to change our format.
That's sitting there will be put into a short. And since it's 30 seconds, it will go into a short. So it could possibly get even more views. 6 videos to begin with. So when did we announce?
30 seconds.
That's what I was going to say.
It would probably feel like an eternity.
Yeah. Did we announce round two at the end of round one?
All of that. Let's find out what we did.
But when you're watching it, you're just like, God, I feel like I had more time than I did. It's just any little mistake just kind of lingers in your mind, and that little pause holds you back a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Is just so in character for you in my mind. I mean, like I'm thinking like craft work, it's like it was just very in character. What
I'm not sure who you were talking about just there. Do you remember?
I was talking to Jeff about his piece. Jeff was a huge fan of the band Kraftwerk. And for some reason the piece reminded me of Kraftwerk music. And Jeff always reminds me of Kraftwerk. So I don't know. It's a lingering memory from like the late 80s.
Right, right. Okay, cool. Let's see. What do we do at the end here? Oh, we got some buffering issues here. Well, we know that
Yeah,
you
why don't we jump into season 2? Mel?
Yeah, all right, let's do it. So season 2, we had Meet the Contestants.
Or not season 2, round 2.
Welcome. Yeah, round
to
2. Round 2 of
the-
season 1.
Hi.
Season 1, round 2, introduction to 30 Seconds to Masterpiece. And here we had Chris Berube, who ended up not making a video. And we have Joel, and we have Deanna, and we have Kurt Arnold and Joan. And I think Andy, this is where we went over the rules. And yes, Andy is here. We have Andy.
Oh yeah, there he is.
There he is. So that's who ended up being. It was Andy, Joan, Joel, Deanna, Kurt, and my mom, because my friend stepped out. My mom saved the day and stepped in. Let's start with her video.
Yeah. Honestly, Mel, I love this piece. All right. And one of the reasons I love it is the joy that you're having making with your mom. And I love cats. And as I told you, I think several times now, please bring Yaya back.
I got to bring her back for sure. I want to. There it is. That's what we landed on. It was partially using collage like my brother had done, and partially using paint and a technique my mother learned in one of her art classes that she goes to with my father at the museum in Myrtle Beach, where she used the paint and drug through the paint with a fork and made the grass. So yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. Good job, yeah. And
I love that piece.
Kurt, maybe we'll just jump right into yours since it's next in line here.
Kurt, I raised the bar on this piece, I think.
Yeah, you got to tell us about this. Like, what was
Well, from the previous piece, I realized the potential of fiber optic lights, and I was like, how can I use these stars? I'll do a landscape piece.
Oh,
and honesty, the piece came together absolutely magnificently. And there's the glitter.
The glitter, yes. The music is perfect. And here's your outro, yeah. Yeah, Kurt, what did you make your music on?
Native Instruments Machine. It is such a phenomenal device. I love it. You know what, Mel? We should talk to them about sponsorship. I mean, because like I've made every piece using their equipment. I love their equipment.
Yeah.
I love it so much I gave you one.
I know, he did. It's true. It's amazing. I have to break it out and really, then you'll have some competition. Yeah, so that got the popular vote. Kurt worked hard. He canvassed a lot of people to get all those votes.
I think I almost broke Joel on that, particular round. I don't think anybody thought that I would do something like that. And that's a personal achievement moment for me.
Yeah, good. Yep. So let's go to Andy's next.
Oh man, I loved Andy's piece.
Yeah, it's nice to watch somebody just draw, like straight out of the gate, draw.
Yeah. You can tell the experience, with that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about the watercolors too. I think I've always wanted to ask Andy, for me, it's a person looking up and sad. I see tears, and I see that person in a state of like, sad contemplation, but I wonder if that's what he meant.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him. He's on board. He wants to know, like when we're doing it again. So I told him check out 30seconds-to-masterpiece.com and look at the schedule because it's all laid out. So people will have more time than just like 2 weeks. We usually gave people 2 weeks to create these 30-second videos. And it seems like a lot of time for 30 seconds, but really, 30 seconds trying to get it just right is pretty difficult, as Kurt knows.
It's really hard. Yeah.
And Joel knows too. Let's take a look at Joel's.
This was such a funky piece.
Yeah,
It's such a vibe.
definitely.
And I'm not sure if Joel's daughter did the music for this particular piece.
This one was the music that he sent. You had to give credit. The credit is in text. Yeah, it is nice. I like
Yeah.
the layers. I liked how we got to see it being built. Like we got to watch the painting being built. And then it became sort of this like whirly, just lovely.
Do you remember, Mel, whether that was oil or acrylic?
I don't remember. I think it should say it in the description. So let me look here. Oil on paper.
Yeah.
And
Joel loves his oil.
at this point, we were still doing no, we were not. We had opened it up, the scale. He had done it 8 by 4.5, but we had said like you can do whatever ratio, not ratio. You had to keep the ratio, but you could do it like bigger because yours is bigger, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one change that we made in round 2. It was still had to
Yeah.
fit in the portrait frame, but
Yes.
it could be any size as long as the artwork being made was contained in the vertical frame. So
I think, so when we did this in portrait. This is the first round we did it in portrait. And I
Yeah.
think you and I were kind of blown away by the number of views that we were getting immediately just due to the orientation change.
yeah.
Assuming that's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's what it is. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
So let's check out now Joan Branca. She is a painter who does primarily landscapes, and she lives in Tennessee, but she also lives in Long Island. And I met her here in Tennessee, and it was so great to hear a New York accent after being here. I moved to Tennessee in 2020, so I was really happy to meet her and just hear her voice. Like it was like, oh yeah, I forgot like how much I love a New York accent, a Long Island accent. So she came over to my studio and I helped her by filming her drawing, and she just made this beautiful drawing. We did many, many takes, probably like 20 takes, and she nailed it in this one. And let's check it out.
Well, I was walking to my studio, and we have sometimes we see a lot of birds, but there was this great blue heron, and they're such majestic creatures. I stopped and I was watching it. When I was invited to do this 30-second masterpiece, I had no idea what I was going to do, but then I thought, oh, maybe I'll just do a drawing of that great blue heron. And we have them on Long Island too, and I've done paintings of them. I really love those birds.
Man.
Yeah.
Joan opened my eyes in terms of what was possible with her piece here. Her piece has so much gusto behind it, so much incredible punch. her narration is perfect. It's so perfect with the audio and the piece itself. You know, Mel, you must have helped her do some of the, you know, audio video, you know, mixing there. But in terms of the art itself, that is impeccable in upon itself. This whole story opened my mind in terms of like what was possible. And since then I've tried to integrate, you know, the story or a storyline to my pieces. And I think that that's helped me in the various rounds that I've participated in.
Yeah, and she gave you a run for your money too in terms of
She did.
popularity. Okay, she got 14 comments and 37 thumbs up. So
Yeah.
that was
It,
like she did
it took,
excellent.
that's when I started. I'm like, I'm gonna work for this.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say, like, I'm impressed that she did this drawing like totally out of her imagination. She didn't have a reference. She just had her imagination. She had her memory of this blue heron. And so it was a very pure kind of experience. She was, you know, like remembering the blue heron, and yeah, it's just like beautiful. Totally beautiful.
The
Joan, thank
intensity of the
you.
blues.
Yeah. Oh, she had this blue Conte crayon. It was just perfect. Just perfect. So we have Deanna Kirk, who is an amazing singer, and she's an old friend of mine. She had several jazz clubs, and she's thinking she may be opening another jazz club. And
Wow.
yeah, and I painted a mural for her in her second jazz club. It was awesome. It was this big, it was based on a screen, an oriental screen, and it had these scenes on it with bridges and figures. And so anyway, I did that painting for her, and she gave me food for life at her jazz club. It was awesome.
Oh my God, Mel, you must have hit that thing kind of hard.
Yeah, and she paid me too. So
Oh, geez.
she's the most wonderful person. So generous and so awesome. It was sad that the building I think got bought, and then the jazz
Oh,
there had no more free meals on my part. But and they were nice. It was good food too.
yeah.
Uh really good. So I asked her, would you want to do it? And she's such a wonderful person. She said, sure. So here
Yeah.
we're gonna get a taste of her new song and her creativity.
Lady in waiting, you're finally leaving the rules and the noise and the boys and the grieving. And at the clearing, you'll find a river there. Take off your shoes, Ophelia. Leave them at the door. Take off your shoes, Ophelia. You won't need them anymore.
My favorite part. Throws her shoe with her marker.
Yeah. That piece was awesome for so many reasons. You know, it was truly performance art.
Yeah.
The whole foot thing, you know, Mel, I mean, you and I carefully drafted the rules, and that didn't break any rules by far, you know, but I think it made you and me think about, oh, geez, you know, we've got to be careful what people can and can't do with regard to, you know,
Body
their
parts.
personal bodies.
Yeah. 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 I asked her like, oh, I guess it's an ephemeral piece. It's gone now. It only exists here on
Oh,
the screen. Yeah. But we thank her. We thank Deanna for joining us. That was so cool. That was that, right? Those are all the contestants that we had for round 2, season 1. And we had our finale, and we still hadn't had critics yet. There's my mom right there.
oh
All
my
right, I think
gosh,
we're
yeah.
live, guys.
Right on.
Sweet.
Let's see here. And then we go through all the videos. We went through them all. And then we got, of course, I don't see we got some talking.
And you know, yeah. So I kind of came up with a soundtrack to the piece, independent of the piece. It's just just happened that the sounds went along with the piece. It was a total freak coincidence. But I love it,
Wow,
it's
Kurt.
really
Super cool. I love it. I love
Music
it.
is great. I love Kurt, your music, but Kurt, you did it. Your music was an accident, kind of the way it worked out.
for that particular piece. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hunted down the various elements and instruments, and for that particular piece, it just came together magically.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, let's go into round 3. We have
Hey Mel, before you go into round 3,
yes.
is there anybody here that we should give shout outs to, or
Oh,
comments
yes,
that we
yes.
should look?
Always watching YouTube. Well, hello there. Nice to see you always watching YouTube. Thanks for joining us. We are in the process of going through all of the 30 seconds to masterpiece videos that were made for season 1. And now we're at James Rose's piece. This is round 3. Is there a theme for this one, Kurt?
No, I think that this was open.
No.
Oh,
this is
wait,
Halloween.
was this was this Halloween? This was Halloween.
Yes, this was the genesis of having a theme. This was when Kurt was like, we need a special Halloween round. And so that's what happened.
Who doesn't love Halloween?
Yeah. All right, here comes James Rose's. He had a little glitch in this video.
Just a little.
You're not supposed to do any egg 30-second video instead. His fingers were stained for weeks. And it's terrible. Yeah.
I loved all the pieces. I love this one. Yeah, you're right. Jim's fingers were stained for weeks thereafter, because what I recall him saying is he had to do so many takes to basically be able to pull off the screen he used. And what was the media of the screen, the screening? Was it?
It's some kind of it's some kind of thing that I really don't know.
Kind of looks like rubber cement.
Yeah, it looked like rubber, kind of the way it pulls off. He wanted it to look like skin, so like peeling off the skin. And I think it has that kind of icky feeling.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Jim didn't win this round, did he? Oh, this is when we introduced the Critics Award. Okay. And
yes, that's right. This was when we decided to have some critics. Yeah. I think
so
the critics to our game show has been like phenomenal. It's been such a great experience.
I think both the artists and the critics and the viewers, they all love it. That our last particular round, the critics were phenomenal. The discussion that they had on the pieces was just completely enthralling.
Yeah, I particularly loved the little dream segment because the theme was dreams, but we'll get to that. So Joel's, let's see what Joel did. Now, Joel, this is his third round. His daughter.
Yeah.
Music. Yep.
Yeah, I remember Joel talking about how he was moving the brush with his fingers kind of in time with the song. This particular piece went by so fast for me. It's you watch it and this piece of art comes alive right before your eyes. And before you know it, it's 30 seconds. And, other pieces, it seems like time is a little slower, that the artists have more time to do their piece. This particular piece for me, it seems like that 30 seconds goes almost like, in 3.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Hey, old school Dave, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in to our live presentation of the recap of our season 1 of 30 Seconds to Masterpiece. I'm so happy to see you. Awesome. If you have a favorite video, just write it in the chat. We'd be curious to know what your all-time favorite video of the whole season was. We have 4 rounds that we did in season 1, and we're on number 3 right now. This was the special Halloween themed round. And we just saw Joel's, and before that we had James's. So now let's check out Kurt's. The most creative game show.
The dark wizard casts a spell to escape the dead.
I love your hand, Kurt. It's
That door gave me so much trouble.
Where does the portal go?
And Mel, I was that close to a divorce over this piece. This,
don't even joke about that stuff. Oh my God.
No.
Ryan, hold on. Ryan's here. Ryan. Hi, Ryan. I've missed you. Okay, Kurt, go ahead. You were talking about marriage. You got to hold it together.
I just wanted to say, in as we got deeper into the season, I had to solicit more and more help for me to create my pieces. And by the time we're at this particular round, I was recruiting deeply family members. And my oldest daughter was like, "No way, Dad, I'm done with that." And the youngest daughter and, the wife, by the time we got to, whatever shoot this was, they wouldn't even help me anymore. And I'm like, "No, it's not the right shot. We got to do it again." And I was able to recruit my niece, Emily. And, with Emily's help, I got this shot.
Well, it was fantastically weird and awesome. I love what you did to your arm, and I love how the light is like coming through here.
Yeah.
Like that looks so magical. Like, how did you get that green light like that?
Yeah. So I actually used 2 different types of LEDs. I used an LED strip to create those lights. I used a dehumidifier or a humidifier on max to create that fog. And the little purple dots again are the fiber optics. So I did everything. I used everything I had in this one. Oh my God, Mel, originally what I wanted to do on this piece was I wanted to put a fuse as the outline of the door and light the fuse on fire. I did. And so what happened, if you recall, I did a test run and my door caught on fire. The whole piece caught on fire. And, I think, weren't you the one that said, "Well, why didn't you video it, Kurt?" And I'm just like, because I was putting out a fire.
It's true. I thought you should have been videoing your attempts, especially when they're that incredible. Totally.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Good job, Kurt. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
Let's see. We've also got Carrie Polkovitz. Now,
oh my gosh.
He did it.
The most creative
I
game
love
show.
it. It's like, again, it's like the pencil. You hear the pencil on the paper. Harry, most people don't know this, but my pseudonym, Connie Aker, that makes music. Harry drew my first album cover. I told him I wanted a blonde, bombshell-ish figure holding a guitar, and he drew it in like 5 seconds for me. It was amazing.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
That guy's got some talent.
He does. He has really, really good uh, skills for comic book
think-
things.
I think one of the reasons, Carrie's piece didn't go farther with the critics was he didn't have any audio. And I think that we've spoiled the critics and the audience, with our audio efforts, Mel.
Yeah.
And now
we had a major like a music exec who was one of the critics. So I mean, music became an important element. Sound became a very important element in the pieces. And I mean, I think there's a lot to be said for the scratch of the pencil. I love that sound. But maybe for the Halloween theme, the critics didn't quite think that was enough, Halloween-esqueness or something, like it could have been pushed further. But I think your sister gave it pretty high reviews. And your sister, really.
I would love to see Carrie come back, and I would love to see him in around with Andy.
Yeah, I wonder if we can do like special one-off rounds where we have like this person versus that person.
Yeah,
like Andy versus Carrie.
Yeah, we should investigate that, maybe in season 2.
Interesting idea. This is how we work. We just kind of we just throw things out there and then try to make them happen. Okay. So if we like the idea, some ideas don't get past the
Yeah.
All right. Who else do we have here? We did you, Kurt. So I'm not sure why we got back to that. Oh, I know, because I'm going up the list. Okay, so we also have Kurt on this one with Donna. And
It was a beautiful day until it wasn't, and it was all Linda's fault. First, it
I
was
really
the
wanted to
eyes. They
bring
looked
Donna
full
and
of soul.
Linda
Then the
into
lips
30
so
Seconds
full
to
and rich.
Masterpiece.
I can't wait to
And I
find
kind of
out.
had
But
a
there was magic
half-baked
afoot. I saw
idea
the wand,
of
Linda's
of
wand, and I
piece,
learned
and I
not
threw it
all
at them.
magic is good. Oh my God! Me, Jim Rose.
Eat me, Jim Rose.
Keep it dark, Jim Rose.
Eat your soul, Jim Rose.
And we
It's all
chose to be
Linda's
silly,
fault.
especially with the audio, as you see. And I do have some regrets about taunting Joel with the ranch dressing. So, my apologies, Joel.
yeah, he said he didn't care. He knows you, Kurt. You mean
I
no
know.
harm. Yeah. So that was pretty good. I guess it was hard for Donna to get that paint splattered, right? Like there could have been a lot more paint splatters on that face, but it's pretty great the way your hand comes out like a giant tongue or something. It's so funny.
The hand was Linda. Okay.
Oh, that was
I
Linda,
was
not you. Okay.
right. I was back there, we totally substituted out the audio. So I was yelling, what the clock was saying. I'm like, 28, 29, get it going.
Right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Old school Dave here says to you, Kurt, maybe you'll get a divorce next round, buddy.
No.
No. That's why you
no.
shouldn't say things like that, Kurt.
I know.
Yeah.
I've gotta be, really, really kind, nice, and giving to my wife, and acknowledge how much she lets me, do my thing. And Mel, I don't think you didn't participate in all the rounds. I think you participated in two of the rounds. So I'm looking forward to next season you getting in there.
I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's kind of a conflict of interest to be like a host and a participant. It totally is.
Maybe we'll slap off in the ring, and I'll MC the round, and you do the participating.
Yes, we could do that. We could totally do that. We'll have to get you singing the intro. 30 seconds.
Yeah, it'll be the special episode. 30 seconds to masterpiece.
Yes. All right. Let's go to Franz. The most creative game show.
Carl was unusually quiet as we reached the halfway point of our evening hike. When I got a text from Carl saying that he was stuck at work and had to cancel for tonight.
The artwork's amazing on this. I think Fran got docked a little bit by the judges because the piece was more or less entirely prepared in advance. And the judges had a little bit of difficulty reconciling, that the piece is actually the video. But they, the critics want to see some performance of, or, making of actual art. And so,
I thought this was my personal, you're absolutely right about the critics. I thought, however, I totally disagreed with them. I thought that this was a brilliant way to solve the Halloween problem in 30 seconds. Like it's jam-packed with story. It's just like incredible. And the way the guy changes, I love those books. Books where like you pull on this lever and then the thing pops open, and those are always my favorite kind of books as a kid. I mean,
pop-up books.
Yeah, totally. Like this has that pop-up book style.
Yeah. I think what Fran said as a result of this particular piece, he was really interested in making a pop-up book. So I hope that's, something that he did. And regarding the Halloween piece, you're totally right about that. Like even in my piece, okay, I painted my hand. So much the piece was prepared. I mean, basically all I did in that particular piece was outline the door in red and performance art, draw on the door. And for the Halloween round, that's all I wanted to do because I wanted it to be a theatrical performance.
Yeah, right. And the critics ended up choosing James's piece, I think, for the Choice Award. Yeah. Hey, German King is here. Yo, what's up? He says, they say. Yeah, we are. My friend Kurt here, who's the co-creator with me of 30 Seconds to Masterpiece, we're going through all the 30-second masterpieces that were created for our game show this season. So it's the end of the year and the season has ended. We had the finale last week, I guess. Yeah. And so now we're just recapping to see what we achieved this year, because we achieved a lot, Kurt. We really did.
Oh my gosh, I'm still dumbfounded by it. And so we I don't know if we've done all the videos on that particular round. If the Halloween round, did we do all the videos on the Halloween round?
We have Corey's still to do. Omizu Paint. His video is coming up next, and that will be the last one for the Halloween round. And I got to tell everybody, like, I met Omizu on YouTube. Like, he came to one of my live streams where I was painting, because I'm a painter primarily on my channel. And he, it was like, I checked out his channel after he showed up on mine, and I was like, man, this guy is awesome. He's really skilled and very, very smart guy. So I was like, let's ask him if he wants to. And I was so happy when he agreed. So and he has a lot of fans, like Old School Dave Omizu brought Old School Dave. We're so happy to have him here watching. So let's check out Omizu Paints' piece. The most creative game show. His name is Corey Burnett Hansen, but his YouTube handle is @Omizu-.
Mel, I love this piece by Corey. I thought it was so cool.
Me too. I love
etching the drawing. Yeah.
The technique. It's kind of like Picasso, like.
Yeah.
There's also.
I still want to ask him. I still want to ask him what kind of media he was working on, whether that was glass or it's got to be glass, right?
It might have been plexi. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And now we can look at it. There. This is his little character Oni, who has a little. And he's giving the peace sign and carrying a flower. And again, the critics were like, oh, maybe it's not Halloween enough. But I was like, I don't. But your sister was like, she stuck up for it. She said, well, I love that. Like, it looked like a forest in the beginning, and and yeah, that was good to hear what your sister had to say about it. I thought my own personal opinion was like it had the sort of like kid dressed up for Halloween. Like that's Halloween too, you know, it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be spooky or scary. You can dress up like a princess on Halloween, you know,
Yeah.
you can be like
So
whoever you
So you
want.
know what we learned out of that particular round? I think we learned that we needed to give the judges more information, more context to the pieces. You know what I recall in terms of watching the judges video was they lacked a lot of context of what Omizo was trying to achieve. And you know, I think that that didn't serve him well, and we learn from that. And you know, I say, Mel, in season 2 that we create more opportunities for artists to give the critics context. I think we've got to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see those 30-second, not 30 seconds, the little shorts videos that I cut
I
from?
did.
And I thought that was kind of a nice way to, you know, instead of like saying, okay, critics, you need to watch this hour-long
Yeah.
presentation. Like I kind of like picked out the bits that I thought were really important for them to know.
Yeah.
And but
I
I
think
don't
you know,
all of
one of my thoughts, just sharing some thoughts on this, you know, Mel. I think, you know, before the artist makes their piece, they should do like a 30-second video of them talking about what they're gonna do before they make the piece. And then after
well,
they've,
I think that's
you
too
know,
much work, maybe.
is it okay?
Maybe. We'll have to discuss that off camera because
Yeah, we can do that.
all right. So then that was round 3. And if I remember correctly, you again got gold place. Is that right? No.
I did.
Wait, you
No,
did
I got gold place on this one.
gold place, and
Uh,
James got the Critics Award.
yeah.
Jim Rose, James or Jim, you can call him either, as we all do.
And going back to, like, you know, we started this conversation in round 1 and round 2. In this particular round, I had to go so deep in terms of like my social media solicitations. I'm like, I want to win this round. And so I was contacting people, you know, from like basically when I was, you know, a baby in diapers. I'm like, please vote for my piece, please. And I think, you know, that's when you and I had the conversation. I'm like, Mel, is an artist a person that just begs for attention, you know, begs for likes? And I'm like, I don't know if I like that so much, you know, but
Being an
I did it.
artist, it really is hard being an artist, you know, like it's hard being you. I mean, if I had in an ideal scenario, you know, we could just hang out in our studios and somebody else could promote our work, you know, but that's not
Yeah.
really how it works for most of us in this day and age. Some people have it easy like that, but not everybody. But even those people who have it easy, they had to promote themselves in some way to get the attention of the person who's then promoting them. So, yeah, it's just
I think you're totally right about that. I don't, you know, I think you could have an extremely talented artist, and if there's no promotion, if there's no access to their work, then nobody's ever gonna, you know this person is as good and talented, and you know, want to see their work. I think, you know where I am now with this is a certain amount of self-promotion is required to be an artist if you want to be, you know, recognized. And I'm not speaking that from, you know, a professional artist standpoint, because I'm not. I'm speaking that from, you know, I call myself an outsider looking in.
yeah, all good points. Okay, so we had the critics screen time meeting. This was the first one. Let's just give a quick look at that and jump in somewhere.
Since I had to do that. So the categories were creativity, originality, the theme, which was Halloween. And I think actually theme was the thing that for me was the one that really got people. Because I think the theme didn't show up in a lot of places. And then
I love Dan. Dan Dykson is one of the best critics. I love him. He's so good. He's so outspoken. You know, he's not afraid.
He's such a character.
Yes, he's not afraid to tell people what he thinks about their work. And that's what it takes to be a critic, you know. And we have to the right of Dan over here is Rainey Hancock, and
And the last one was
um
execution.
she's the
Or
music
speaking.
exec. And here we have Sophia Ballesteros, who is a gallerina. What do I say? She works at a gallery. There's a word, but yeah, a gallerist. She's a gallerist. She works at Mindy Solomon Gallery in Miami, but she also curates for this project space in Miami. And it's just an amazing, amazing young curator. She's so awesome. And I can't believe we got her to be a critic. It's just like so awesome. We really have a talented group of critics here. We were so lucky.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This was your idea. This was all Kurt's idea. And I think this was one of the best things to happen to our game show. I love it.
Yeah.
At the same time, you pick up different elements every time you listen to it. And overall, I thought it was really fun, really cute. There was like a moment where someone said something about ranch dressing. So like very quirky. I like the storytelling. I feel like
You know what could be the
it accomplished
horror
that
of
in
that,
30
Mel?
seconds. So
Someday when somebody types ranch dressing into Google, Joel's name comes up.
Yeah, that's right.
Or if somebody asks Google a question, why does anybody like ranch dressing? Joel's name comes up.
Yeah. That would be crazy. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
I'll start asking Google, and maybe Google will realize that there's something there.
Yeah. You don't have enough time for that.
I know.
Where are we now? This is round 3. This was the critics. Okay, so this was the very first critics. Wasn't it the very first? Yeah, this is our very
It
first.
was.
Yeah, and it was awesome. It came out great. It was like
Oh my
really
God. It was so successful, Mel, that, coming out of that, we're just like, how come we didn't think of this earlier? And our minds are already on like the candidate critics for next season. I mean, it was personally, this discussion was phenomenal, but the next round, I thought the critics discussion was just like next level. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. This is riveting.
Yeah. So this brings us to round 4, the season ender of rounds. So
I want to say like a couple things about this round, Mel. Coming out of the Halloween special, you and I had talked about like doing or started talking about next season. And we toyed a little bit about the idea of whether we could squeeze one more round into season 1. And at the time I was like, no way, Mel, we can't do it. It's too tight. There's only so many, days left in the year. And you're like, no, Kurt, we're going to do this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do this. We went through the schedule. I think I'm not even sure we gave the artists like 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks to prepare their pieces. But what came out of that was so amazing, just mind blowing.
Yeah. I'm very happy with this round. We made the theme be dreams. Both you and I, Kurt, are really into our dreams. We both have had extensive dream journals at times. And so it was a really good choice.
Can I say a couple more things before we start getting into the pieces?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mel. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to bring up was the use of AI in this round. Okay. And you and I had really, really intense debates about whether or not to allow AI as a tool to the artists. And I'll say, and maybe I'm giving too much credit to, we debated well.
Yeah,
we debated rationally.
Our standard rules, everybody should know, our standard rules are that there is no use of AI. There are no uses of editing tools for the 30
Yeah.
seconds. You cannot speed up your video. You cannot chop it up into different frames. You have to do a contiguous 30-second artwork from start to finish. You can have a lot of elements pre-prepared, but the 30 seconds that you shoot has to be from 1 to 30. And that's hard to do. It's really hard to do. And so we didn't want it. I didn't want any AI. I wanted this to be like an old school situation, right? Old school, Dave. I wanted this old school. So, you know, that's what we landed on. And you were like, we should have an AI round. We should have AI
Yeah.
every round. We should have an AI round. And then finally it was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's have a one-off AI round about
Yeah.
dreams. Yeah.
And the thing about like what I have to say, you know, is everybody that we approached with respect to using AI in this contest in a piece, everyone was against it. Everybody has very, very strong opinions about AI, where it's headed, you know, how it's impacting, you know, people, professions, you know, the production of work, the originality of work. And you know, I what I recall from our debate is you know, we mutually concluded that there's no stopping AI, and we're not going to just roll over and let it roll over the artist community. You know, we want to see what happens when responsible artists embrace it as a tool, and let's see what they think of it, you know, and the critics, you know, as it is used in the rules in the round that we describe. And one other point about the use of AI in this round and the critics, you know, so Mel, I did a deep reach in this. I listened to this radio show on Woodstock, and you know, I regularly listen to Doug Grunther, you know, who has a talk show on Sunday mornings. And I said, you know, Doug is always talking about dreams. He's always talking about AI. He's an expert in dreams, you know, and I'd consider him, you know, on the forefront in terms of like philosophical thinking about AI. And I'm like, I got to ask him. This is just too much coincidence. So I sent him an email, and Doug came back, and he's just like, "Yeah, I want to be a part of the critics." And I think, you know, Doug has led us to some, you know, really, really interesting conversations on the pieces.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. It's been remarkable to get the critics that we've gotten. So everybody should check out that critics screen time. It's really worth watching to hear what they have to say about these 30-second videos. You know, you think of like a 30-second video as not being noteworthy, but really there's a lot of talking points. There's a lot about our culture that you can learn from 30 seconds and like just yeah. So totally. Let's see what we got here. Start with Damien's. Damien won the Critics' Choice.
The world's timely creative game show.
Damien's a painter. He paints oil on canvas, I believe. And he has a twin brother. He works a lot with his memory, plugging memories into AI to generate images that he then paints. This was fed back into AI. Like the image of one of his paintings was fed back into that. We should let. Oh yeah, okay. So I changed the format a little bit. It doesn't rest on the
World's timely.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That piece is amazing, you know, and you know, rightfully, you know, won the Critics Award. And you know, afterwards, like talking to you, I'm just like, you know, the struggles I had to get AI to do just the effects that I wanted on my segments of art. AI just was not cooperating with me, and I was very, very literal with interface in terms of what I wanted. And Damien's piece is mind-blowing because the music's perfect, the piece is contiguous, it kind of it's visceral. And so the critics made the right choice. And I was surprised by how few likes the internet yielded, Damien. And it's just strange.
Yeah, I think though it had something to do with the fact that I had uploaded Damien's piece in the middle of the night accidentally. I was trying to have all the videos go live at the very exact same time, and I was scheduling them for like 3 o'clock the next day. And for his, I didn't have it scheduled. It just went live, and within like seconds, it had like as practically as many views as it got. And then I was like, oh no, I let his go live. And you know what I should have done? I should have just made them all live at that point. But instead, I just like, or I should have staggered them or something. I don't know. I haven't figured out what the most fair way is so that the algorithm feeds them to enough eyes, So yeah, so then after that it was like I think by changing it I just kind of like cut it off. You know what I mean? Like a little
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This is all conjecture, but that's my guess. So yeah, but his piece was definitely he's a great fine artist, and his video really brought that fine art craftsmanship and everything. And he used AI to do it as a tool. And it was definitely not like biting anybody else's creativity. It was definitely like his creativity that was apparent in that video, I believe. Yeah. Okay, let's see who else we have here. Let's go to my brother, Chris Pro.
It's timely creative game show.
Okay, it's gonna take a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And this is what you get when making
I do love that statement. I think it's by his wife.
Dreams about.
This is going to take a while. It built up so much suspense.
Let's just
He doesn't still feel that too.
And
Oh.
this is the finished art. Freddy Krueger Dreams. Little dreary.
It does look
doesn't
like
have
the
any
moon's on a
unicorns
lollipop
or puppy
stick.
dogs, but I love it. I hope you do too. And
Yeah. He said vote. Yeah. I think he got the most most like views on TikTok actually.
He did, that's intriguing, isn't it? It's like what, TikTok watchers like horror stuff.
I think they like all kinds of stuff.
That's true.
If you name it, it's on TikTok, I think. I'm trying to embrace it, but I haven't gotten there yet. But there is a 30 seconds to masterpiece TikTok. What do you even call it? Profile channel? What is
Channel?
Channel? Okay.
Channel. But Mel, kudos to you because I believe you did the audio for that particular piece, right?
Yeah, I added the music from the YouTube copyright free library.
And Chris kind of failed you because he didn't give you all the video that you wanted, to, make the perfect piece. I think, you were missing a couple video clips, weren't you?
Yes, he was focusing more on the end product instead of the journey there, which would have been nice to see that when he asked for a unicorn, he wanted Freddy Krueger and a unicorn. He only got a unicorn. Somehow the AI could not compute doing Freddy Krueger with a unicorn.
It happened to me too. I mean, I would give the AI explicit instruction and it would do entirely opposite of what I wanted. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But there's one other thing that we should bring up, and I know you said this before, but it's important to reiterate. In this particular round, not only did we allow AI, but we allowed the artist to cut, splice, use any special effects that they wanted to incorporate. And this is the first and only round in that season that we lowered our standards, created rules that allowed that level of flexibility.
Yeah, I don't know if you should say lowered our standards. That implies that it's not as
modified.
Modified, yeah, modified. Because we're not criticizing any means of making a 30-second piece. We just have, rules for the game show so that, like you said, like to help people judge, to help, and
Mhm.
also like, yeah, we don't, there's plenty of 30-second videos that are stop motion or sped up and where the people do amazing things in 30 seconds because they made it go really fast. We're looking for sort of like to see what kind of magic can really happen in 30 seconds. Is that even possible? Is it even possible to make a masterpiece in 30 seconds? Yeah.
Well, hey, when I looked it up on Google, and I think you did it at the exact same time, which was completely weird. 30 Seconds to Masterpiece came up. And then there was something about Picasso, right?
Yeah.
Picasso was able to there's like a Picasso test where he was able to create like unparalleled beauty in 30 seconds, and that became like a benchmark for something. So if you look us up on Google, you'll see our game show, but you also see something about Picasso in 30 seconds, right?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Hey, Omizu's here. Omizu.
Hey.
Hey, you're just in time to see your video. Let's go. Let's get to Omizu's video. All right, I got my brother
And
out. Now we're going to Omizu. Okay, now
and
Omizu won the popular vote. He got
yes, the
gold.
gold.
Hey,
The world's timely creative game show.
full screen for this. Yay.
The details he had in this,
Amazing.
as soon as I saw this.
30, it like changes. I love it. It's like 30, in between 30 seconds, it's got 3:30. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. A little Yeah.
So do you think that's a baby Amizu?
I think Omizu, you said it. He said, "Oh no, oh no." What do you mean, "Oh no"? No, it's a character that he's put into a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not a baby anyway. That's a boy.
Yeah. But Mel, when I saw this piece after all the artists had submitted their pieces, and I had won the previous three, as I'll say over and over and over again. As soon as I saw his piece, I was like, I've lost this round. I'm like, dang, that was so good.
Yes, it was. Let's look how good it was because it was really
He deserves shout outs.
good. Yeah, let me now I'll go like this. Okay, look at this. Check this out. Now, sort by comments because it doesn't give me all the comments. It just shows me top. But when I go to newest, then it'll show me all of them. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think any piece
Okay.
created by any artist in that season has had as many comments as that particular piece.
No, they haven't. We have I love it, Caitlin, Old School Dave, Top Notch, Animationary, Troll Slayer. This work stirs up feelings I haven't felt in years.
Yeah.
Wow. Lilu, I like the music the best. Jungle Lady, like Metal's movie from my memory. Stop stealing. Oh my goodness, I can't say it. Government. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Okay. He even got some strange comments. like just like EGS Animation Award. That was Ember Ghost Squad. Shadwa. I love animations like this. I briefly considered coming out of retirement just to review it.
Oh my God.
Yes, Omizu, you hit this artwork out of the ballpark. It is so great.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something, do it well and leave something witchy. Let's see. Very cool, Omizu. Okay, on and on. Needs more dogs. That was kind of funny. I think I was thinking the same thing, said dogs are better than men. Very funny. Wow, good job, buddy, Omizu. This video renewed my faith in humanity and gave me the needed strength to rebuild my carburetor.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Viewing this brought me great happiness, even if it was only for 30 seconds.
my God, that's hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
You can
was
make a
this the
quiz about
video?
this
Yes,
animation. Huh?
this was the video where during the critics review, they were talking about the sucking of the dream catcher. And
Yes,
then Doug said,
this video
well,
definitely doesn't suck.
yes, right. I started laughing so hard when I saw that.
Okay, Amizu's here. He says it's representative of the inner child. He says, Kurt, don't tell me you threw in the towel at that instance.
I didn't, I'm like, I am not, and you
Yeah.
could see that by the votes. I started to like, pick up a little bit of steam. I
Yeah.
didn't get you.
No, you didn't come
I'll get
close.
them next time.
Didn't come close. Um, yeah, so totally amazing, Omizu. Omizu says in the chat here that he was surprised by how many comments he received. Yeah, pretty amazing.
He tells so much story in that 30 seconds that, again, for me, that's like mind blowing. I hadn't even thought it possible to tell that much story in a 30-second clip.
Yeah. Now here, I want to point out here, there was one comment that was like, the other side of using AI like as a tool, or like, listen to this. This was Freak Angel Cakes comment. They said that's disgusting. Forcing, it's not about his video, but I guess about us, Kurt. Forcing artists to use a tool that is trying to rip away their art form and is actively ruining the planet is vile, and I can't believe people are okay with supporting that. So I said, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. In the next rounds, we will be back to the standard rules, which strictly forbid the use of AI. So like, yeah, I asked your cousin, Kurt, who is
Gary.
Gary, and I was like, how does it use a lot of energy? And he was saying that, yeah, it like uses a lot of energy to
A lot.
yeah. And I don't know if everybody knows that or not. Like I certainly don't know the impact that AI has on the environment. So it's interesting. It's a heated kind of topic, and
It has so much power demand, Mel, that there was actually an article in the Wall Street Journal, I think, earlier this week. I can't remember what day, but I won't go into the details of it. But they're actually talking. What's that?
I said, because your mouth is full. I won't go into the details.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mouth is full. No, that's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be funny.
Yeah. But the reality of it is these AI data centers are using so much computing power now that it almost rivals regular domestic demand, which is just almost unfathomable.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Scary. But I don't know. I don't know how the world, I don't know how the world works at all. Like I think it's a miracle that all of us are here. Like it's incredible. It's totally surreal and amazing. So that was Corey's, and totally awesome. We thank Corey so much for participating. He's so cool. And then let's see, we have after Corey, we have your video, Kurt. Let's check yours out.
The world's timely creative game show.
In 1995, I had a profound dream that changed me. In the dream, there were 2 archways and a spiritual guide who helped me.
Your
All creation spawned from the Genesis archway, and all creation expired in the
that black smoke that the AI I think is great.
The procession's beginning. And then
That was AI.
And as they walked into oblivion, the applause.
Yes.
Hey, so, with respect to that, I had so much difficulty getting the AI just to do the simple, and they weren't simple, the special effects that I wanted to do. And, you and I think the other contestants had talked about like, in case they use credits, you use credits to produce the video clips, and I can't remember what they generation, like what are the clips called? I can't remember what they're called. Generations?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't really remember.
Yeah. But I thought that I was going to be able to create more clips than I was able to using free credits. I basically exhausted my free credits, with failed attempts. And then I signed up for a subscription to Gemini, which I subsequently canceled. That gave me more credits. And so I'm not happy with how the commercial market, I think like Google, all of those things they're encouraging the use of AI, but they're also tricky in terms of how they charge for it.
Yeah, but there seems to be so many platforms. So like I just
Yeah.
went for one, and then when it was like, oh, you don't have enough credits now, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna Google,
Yeah.
free AI and find another site, which is what I did to make
Yeah.
mine. And mine's kind of like mine, yeah, you can tell it's cobbled by several different AI. It's pretty clear.
But it's cool. Your piece is awesome. Everybody that participated in this round approached dreams in a different way, and your piece approaches dreams in terms of aspirations,
Yeah.
and it's great because of that.
Yeah. And I'll show you, I'll tell you. So the only artwork I did was the artwork of the chicks on the fence, right?
Mhm.
So, and I started off the video with showing you how I was painting the chicks on the fence. And then I did some work with Photoshop, and I took one of the chicks out of my painting and I fed that into the system. And it gave me, actually, yeah, I guess I had the background in there too, because it gave me that awesome chick that looked like realistic and
And
dancing.
I think it had a halo above it too, didn't it?
Yeah, then that's from the painting. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but then as the other platforms that I use, actually I used one platform that gave me like a whole story. Like I put my story into it and it kind of spit my story out a little differently. And I was
Yeah.
like, but not in a totally different way. It was just like, it was like cleaned up. It was more like smooth. It kind of like,
Mhm.
so I was like, oh, that wording is better in that spot. So I took some of the wording from AI as well. And then I used my own voice in Final Cut Pro, and I sped it up so that it had a little voice like a chick, yeah. So
Worked.
Timely creative game show.
In a sunlit meadow, a row of fluffy chicks were all chirping excitedly about their dreams. Each were special with
That's me
halos
actually
shimmering
painting.
above their heads. This
Shut up.
particular chick loved to
There it is.
dance.
I love that
She
chick.
kicked her legs with gusto, and her
The
friends
end here.
applauded in delight.
Bow.
In a moment, the chick saw her
Yeah.
reflection in
What I
the
was
oven door that
happy
became the
with.
mirror of her destiny. She proclaimed to her fellow chicks, "I want to be a solid gold dancer."
It's very
Dancing is
child
my
book,
dream." In bold
children's
passion,
book.
She dressed for success, wrapping up the
Yeah.
collar of her jean
And
jacket
I
and
love it
flying
about
into the
that.
sunset.
I felt like the consistency, yeah, it didn't have the consistency from character to character. Like they all look so different. Like this one looks like that. And actually the
But I
one
like that.
watch this, there's a frame. Maybe I can get it. Let's see if I can get it. There's a frame right before, right before it turns. Did you see it? Did
Yeah.
you see the weird
Yeah.
like that? I put my head, I mean my chick's head from the painting. There.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So that's what I did on Photoshop, and I fed that into the thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't give me that. It switched it to this. Like this is like, oh man, it's so complicated how I did this. Like I took this was from the original storybook one. See, it says her
Mhm.
impromptu mirror. Like that was from, and I took that and I fed it in to give me the video, because the
Mhm.
storybook thing wasn't a video, it was just stills. But yeah, so yeah, it was kind of like it was a chore, like doing all these things, and then not having that consistency, but it was still like I felt like, okay, well, it still tells the story.
In a moment, the chick saw her reflection in the oven door.
Well,
that
you're
became the mirror
you're
of
too
her
hard on
destiny. She
yourself.
proclaimed to her
I mean,
fellow
your
chicks, "I
your
wanna be a
piece
solid
was
gold dancer."
amazing,
Dancing is my
and
dream.
the different video segments,
by her passion,
you know,
dressed
kind
as
of introduce like a quality of diversity, you know, like, so you say it's, you know, that could be me or that could be my friend, you know, and I like that. I like that more so than if it was just one singular character, so to speak.
Right.
success,
Okay.
wrapping up the collar of her jean jacket and flying into the sunset.
Yeah. So,
So the jean jacket was definitely part of the story.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I loved to wear when I was little and dancing, wear my jean jacket. So that was good. Now, did we miss anybody or was that? No, we did. James Rose. We got to go to James's. Now, James,
Yeah.
he, what did he win? Did he win the Critics' Choice Award?
Mm,
Oh, Damien did. Damien did. But James was
James didn't win anything this round.
didn't win, but he had a popular video. The critics really liked his video though.
The critics definitely liked his video.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check it out. Here we go.
The world's timely creative game show.
As soon as you and I announced what the round was at the conclusion of you know, the Halloween special, you know, Jim's just like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I bet. Yeah. It was nice. Like he showed us how he paints and then he had the splash, like just really, really great.
I suspect, you know, neither you nor me were part of the critics, you know, closed door meeting. But what I can gather from, you know, my conversations with Doug, and then when Gary, you know, announced the Critics Award, what I can gather was Jim's particular piece was a hot contender for the Critics Award. You know, do you remember my cousin saying, you know, my favorite piece, you know, and I think my cousin even said, I argued hard for that piece, you know, it got contentious.
Yeah, yeah. People have opinions. Yeah.
You know, and I saw Dan last night, Mel,
Oh,
and
cool.
you know, yeah, one of the things that Dan said as a
Dan's
result
a
of
critic
like,
for
you know,
30 seconds. Dan is one of our top critics. You know
Dan
what?
Dan said he actually broke a sweat in the meeting because argued so passionately, you know, for one particular artist, and he said, I got overruled, I got outvoted, you know, and it wasn't fun, Kurt. And I'm just like, thank
Exaggerating,
you.
are you? You're
Yeah,
not
please come
exaggerating.
back.
Oh boy. Yeah. We're really lucky to have such great critics, Kurt, man. We are so lucky.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was all the videos. That was it. That was all the ones. That was round 4. And then we had 30 seconds to masterpiece participants review, and then we had critic screen time, and then we had the grand finale, which was excellent. And
the grand finale, I loved some of the conversations that happened during that. And I think that's gonna lead to some other, you know, maybe step out sidebar conversations.
You know, knowledge.
Yeah, let's see. I wonder what Gary's talking about right here in this moment.
That exists somewhere to some new project, and you know, an AI can probably do that very, very efficiently. But then, you know, then again, you see this kind of art creation where you've got this blending of human intelligence and artificial intelligence, and what I got from these pieces here was the AI was just enhancing what the human can do, and so you know, so maybe I'm less scared of AI now. You know, I'm thinking maybe AI can help in medicine and auto repair. You know, who knows? All sort. I'm trying to think of all sorts of ways that AI can help. And and it's not going to be calling. It's not going to be you're thinking that we're all Sarah Connor or the guy in 2001 Space Odyssey was trying to get back into the pod, or won't open the pod bay door.
Hal,
that kind of
right?
stuff. So,
Yeah.
By the way, in the novel 2010, Arthur C. Clarke wrote a novel 2001 along with the screenplay. And he explains in 2010 the reason Hal went homicidal was because of humans inputting two contradictory algorithms. And it literally had a nervous breakdown trying to accomplish two things that humans stupidly put in there. So it was actually human. I'm more scared about how humans are going to use AI, those in power, than I am about AI itself. But I appreciate your opinion. And what we just saw here with this project is, to me, why I'm optimistic about it, because I agree with the second part of what you said. I think AI is going to make us better.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Like, got some deep thinkers there.
Yeah, it created some really interesting conversation, and I so enjoyed being a part of the conversation. And I enjoyed rewatching the bits that I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. This has been a really fun experience, Kurt, making this game show, getting through season 1,
Yeah.
4 rounds.
Yeah, I
All
can't even
the
believe it.
artists that we invited who created work with just out of their own passion for wanting to create something. Nobody was paid. Nobody's arm was twisted too much.
It was so amazing. Yeah, too much. But the work that the artists produce, was beyond, what I thought possible. And I got to tell you, Mel, maybe I'm getting ahead of this. I'm so excited for season 2. The lineup that we got. I can't wait to see the pieces that are produced.
Yeah, I agree, Kurt. It's going to be amazing. Season 2 is going to be even more amazing than season 1. And so if any of you out there have missed the 30-second videos, you can just find them in the 30 Seconds to Masterpiece playlist. And if you're interested in participating, you can go to 30secondstomasterpiece.com and see the rules, check it out, check out the schedule, and then you can write to me at 30secondstomasterpiece@gmail.com and let me know you're interested. And yeah, it's been awesome, Kurt.
It's been a blast. And I can't wait to next year, Mel, and get this rolling. I'm already thinking about the next round, whether or not I'm going to participate in the next round. I have ideas, but I don't know.
Okay. We'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. All right, everybody.